Καλησπέρα ξανά. Πρέπει να πούμε, Μιχάλη, βεβαίως, ότι ο τρόπος με τον οποίο κατασκευάζονται σε εισαγωγικά τα προγράμματα δίνουν τη δυνατότητα στα στελέχη του Ταμείου να επιβάλλουν και δεύτερο και τρίτο μνημόνιο. Αυτό, όπως είπες και εσύ, θα εξαρτηθεί από την απόδοση του Κυπριακού κράτους. Δηλαδή, θα εξαρτηθεί από το αν εφαρμόζει το πρόγραμμα και αν υλοποιεί τις υποσχέσεις που έδωσε το Κυπριακό κράτος στην κυρία Λαγκάρτ και στα υπόλοιπα και στην κυρία Λαγκάρτ, στους Ευρωπαίους και στην Ευρωπαϊκή Κεντρική Τράπεζα. Οι πληροφορίες που έχουμε είναι ότι αυτή τη στιγμή είναι νωρίς να συζητηθεί αν χρειάζεται η Κύπρος δεύτερο μνημόνιο. Αυτό θα το δούμε τον Οκτώβριο, όταν επιστρέψει η κυρία Λαγκάρτ και οι υπόλοιποι επικεφαλής της Τρόικας στην Λευκοσία για να έχουν συζητήσεις. Αλλά πρέπει να σας πω ότι μερικές φορές δεν ανακοινώνεται δεύτερο τρίτο μνημόνιο. Ανακοινώνεται απλά η αναθεώρηση του υπάρχοντος προγράμματος. Αποφεύγουν μερικές φορές να το ονομάζουν νέο μνημόνιο, δεύτερο μνημόνιο, τρίτο μνημόνιο. Αν δούμε την περίπτωση της Ελλάδας, στην Ελλάδα έχουμε δεύτερο μνημόνιο. Έτσι. Μπορεί να έχουμε και τρίτο. Αλλά πρέπει να σας πω ότι σε κάθε επιθεώρηση που είναι στην Ελλάδα, το ελληνικό πρόγραμμα αναθεωρείται. Άρα το ίδιο μπορεί να συμβεί με την Κύπρο.
Πάντως για την ώρα λέει στη συνέντευξη της η κυρία Βελκουλέσκου, την οποία θα παρακολουθήσουμε σε πολύ λίγο, ότι δεν πρέπει να αναμένουμε μέτρα, νέα μέτρα, πέραν από αυτόν που έχει συμφωνηθεί τον επόμενο χρόνο, το 2014. Με τα
δεδομένα τα σημερινά δεν περιμένουμε νέα μέτρα, αλλά Μιχάλη, πρέπει να σου πω ότι τις ίδιες δηλώσεις έκανε και ο κ. Τόμψε για την Ελλάδα. Έχουμε δηλώσει του κ. Τόμψε στη δεύτερη επιθεώρηση που είπε ότι δεν θα χρειαστούν νέα μέτρα. Και μάλιστα είχαμε και πανηγυρικές ανακοινώσεις. Όλα εξαρτώνται από την εφαρμογή αυτού του μνημονίου.
Λοιπόν, Μιχάλη...
εξαρτώνται τα πάντα από την υλοποίηση. Αν μου επιτρέπεις να πω ότι η κυρία Λαγκάρτ στις δηλώσεις της χρησιμοποίησε δύο λέξεις κλειδιά. Βραχυπρόθεσμα και μακροπρόθεσμα. Αυτό που είπε, και είναι το πιο σημαντικό για μένα, που δεν χρειάζονται και πανηγυρισμοί, είπε βέβαια ότι περάσαμε το πρώτο τεστ, αλλά αυτό που είπε και έχει σημασία και πρέπει να το λάβουμε υπόψη μας, είναι ότι υπάρχουν ακόμα σημαντικοί κίνδυνοι για το πρόγραμμα. Γεγονός που δεν επιτρέπει ολιστή την εφαρμογή του. Εδώ είναι το μυστικό.
Μας είπε πως είμαστε καλοί μαθητές, Μιχάλη. Λοιπόν, ας δούμε λίγο και την άλλη όψη του νομίσματος. Να δούμε λίγο και την άλλη όψη του νομίσματος, διότι πολλές φορές εσείς που ζείτε εκεί και έχετε καθημερινή επαφή με τους αξιωματούχους του Διεθνούς Νομισματικού Ταμείου, καταλαβαίνετε και πόσα μας αντιμετωπίζουν τους Κύπριους. Τι πιστεύει, για παράδειγμα, η κυρία Βελκουλέσκου για τους Κύπριους συνομιλητές της?
Κοίταξε, νομίζω ότι θεωρεί, παρά το γεγονός ότι δεν μπορώ να μιλήσω για τις σκέψεις της, είναι και κάποια πράγματα που δεν έχουν υποθεί επίσημα. Αντιλαμβάνομαι ότι έχει μια καλή συνεργασία με τον Υπουργό των Οικονομικών, με τους ανθρώπους της Κεντρικής Τράπεζας κλπ. Βέβαια, θα βρεθεί ενώπιον αυτού του παράξενου που έχει δημιουργηθεί, να υπάρχει αυτή η μεγάλη κόντρα μεταξύ του Κεντρικού Τραπεζίτη και της κυβέρνησης. Προσπαθούν να είναι απ' έξω από αυτήν τη συζήτηση. Μάλιστα δεν δέχτηκε καν την ερώτηση για το θέμα του Κεντρικού Τραπεζίτη. Βλέπω να προσπαθούν να μείνουν έξω, αλλά κάποια στιγμή δεν θα μπορέσουν, εφόσον συνεχιστεί αυτή η κόντρα που αντιλαμβάνομαι ότι θα συνεχιστεί για πολύ καιρό. Διότι από τη στιγμή που ο πρόεδρος θέλει να φύγει ο τραπεζίτης και αυτός αρνείται, πάμε σε πολύ μεγάλη σύγκρουση. Οι πληροφορίες που έχουμε είναι ότι όταν μίλησε ο κ. Αναστασιάδης με την κυρία Λαγκάρτ, συζητήθηκαν όλα τα θέματα που αφορούν το πρόγραμμα. Δεν μπορεί να μην συζητήθηκε το θέμα του Κεντρικού Τραπεζίτη. Ρώτησα και στο Ταμείο, αλλά επέλεξαν να μην απαντήσουν. Ρώτησα και τους συνεργάτες του Πρόεδρου της Δημοκρατίας που είναι στη Νέα Υόρκη, επέλεξαν να μην απαντήσουν. Και κατά τη γνώμη μου, η γνώμη μου αυτή είναι ότι συζητήθηκε το συγκεκριμένο θέμα.
Μα υπάρχει και έκθεση του Διεθνούς Νομισματικού Ταμείου που καταλογίζει συγκεκριμένες ευθύνες στην εποπτική αρχή για την κατάσταση στην οποία βρίσκεται σήμερα ο τραπεζικός τομέας. Λοιπόν, Μιχάλη, επειδή αντιλαμβάνουμε πως σε λίγο είναι και η συνάντηση του Πρόεδρου της Δημοκρατίας με τον Γενικό Γραμματέα των Ηνωμένων Εθνών, είναι πολύ στενά και τα δικά σου χρονοδιαγράμματα. Θα έχουμε την ευκαιρία ενδεχομένως να τα πούμε και αργότερα. Για την ώρα να σας ευχαριστήσω πάρα πολύ. Θα δώσουμε χρόνο στη συνέντευξη που σου παραχώρησε η κυρία Βελκουλέσκου να την παρακολουθήσουμε και ακολούθως θα τη συζητήσουμε με τους φιλοξενούμενους μας. Καλό βράδυ από τη Λευκοσία, Μιχάλη.
Και καλή συνέχεια σε εσάς, Μιχάλη.
Να είσαι καλά. Πάμε, κυρίες και κύριοι, να δούμε την συνέντευξη της κυρίας Βελκουλέσκου.
Delia, how satisfied are you with the progress of the implementation of the memorandum of understanding? Do you think Cyprus is able to implement its commitments to the IMF and to the Troika?
As you know, our executive board of the IMF has just approved the completion of the first review of Cyprus's macroeconomic adjustment program last Monday. That approval has been predicated on Cyprus's having implemented its commitments relative to the Memorandum of Understanding. In particular, Cyprus has met its fiscal targets as well as the structural benchmarks under the program, and we expect it to do so in the future.
So you are satisfied with the progress, as I understand, correct?
So far, the program has been very good toward the program objectives.
There are some people in Cyprus that they claim that the only concern of the IMF is implementation of austerity. You know that everybody is talking about this, not only Cyprus, everywhere. How do you respond to these claims? And also the people in Cyprus, they don't see any measure toward development. Are you planning something for this?
The adjustment program for Cyprus has two objectives. One is to restore financial sector stability, and there are a number of measures in the banking sector strategy to do so, and we can talk more about those later. The other objective is to restore the sustainability of public finances and put public debt on a sustained downward path. These together are going to help the economy recover and growth to resume over the long term.
They already started saying that there is a possibility for a second memorandum, and of course when they say second memorandum they mean measures. What is your answer on this?
On consolidation measures, what I can say is that the program already includes a number of consolidation measures that have been implemented. They have been significant. Those have been implemented late last year and earlier this year. These are underway, and we are not foreseeing any new measures in the forthcoming future in the next year or so. Some additional measures will be necessary as part of this current program, not any new program, in the outer years once the economy recovers, and that is because, as I said, Cyprus's debt is very large and it needs to come down.
Bank of Cyprus, the biggest problem I think for now for Cyprus. Do you think that the bank is going to make it, and also do you follow what is happening in the biggest bank with all of these developments about the Bank of Cyprus, if you follow them? And if yes, if the answer is yes, what is your assessment for the Bank of Cyprus?
Clearly significant progress has been made with the recapitalization of Bank of Cyprus since the program approval. As you know, Bank of Cyprus was fully recapitalized earlier in July, which helped it to exit resolution at end July. Now, of course, going forward, challenges still remain. I understand that a board of directors has been elected, and this board of directors, together with a new management, will need to develop a restructuring plan for the bank in order to put it on a path toward profitability and to help it regain confidence that it needs.
Another big issue and a big problem is the cooperative bank. You know very well what is happening there. Do the IMF believe that the cooperative bank should continue the form that we know and we knew, or it is better to transform to small commercial banks, as some people are asking?
The strategy for the cooperative banking sector that is currently included in the program is to recapitalize it using public funds as needed, as well as deeply restructure it from close to 100 institutions now to less than 20. And as well as strengthen supervision of the cooperative banking sector. That has actually already happened largely through the law that was passed not too long ago. As well as another law was recently passed to manage the state's stake in the cooperative sector. So in other words, what's going to happen with this sector is that the state will inject money there, it will become the main shareholder, but we see the cooperative sector eventually exiting over time from state control and moving forward.
So you see that the cooperative bank is going to be safe?
The cooperative central bank, you mean?
I mean the cooperative bank that we're talking about. It's,
the entire cooperative sector, yes, will be helped by the state with the use of program money.
According to your report, growth in Cyprus is expected to turn positive in 2015 as private consumption gradually recovers, as you said, although fiscal adjustment will continue to put a damper on domestic demand. Do you believe that the fiscal multipliers you have used in Cyprus program are properly adjusted and they take account of the current credit conditions? Because we have the example of Greece, that's why I'm asking you.
No, as I've said at the beginning, the adjustment, the fiscal consolidation that is included in the program very much takes into account these factors, and that is why we have a certain amount of measures that were introduced up front. Then there is a period in which the economy is allowed to recover, and we have postponed the rest of the adjustment for the outer years once the economy recovers. And to respond to your question specifically on fiscal multipliers, we have taken very conservative assumptions on those multipliers when we have done our macroeconomic projections.
Very good. Another big issue is that there are some big companies like the telephone company, the electric company, and some other companies. Do you think that these companies must be sold to the private sector?
Privatization is an important part of the program, and the reason why that is needed is because, again, the debt of Cyprus is very high, and there are various ways in which to reduce it, one of which being getting additional revenues from privatizations of state-owned enterprises. The strategy for privatization is still under discussion with the authorities, and this is something that we will discuss in the upcoming reviews in terms of which specific assets will be privatized and how.
But your recommendation is going to be for the privatization?
We of course have recommended privatization of state-owned enterprises. Okay. Yes.
What is the next step for Cyprus, and what are the conditions for the next tranche, for the next amount of money that you are going to give them? I mean, what are you asking them to do to give them the money?
We will have another visit in a few months' time to review progress toward the agenda that the authorities have set up to do, both in the financial sector, also in the fiscal structural area. There are a number of reforms that are underway. We will go to Cyprus, discuss with the authorities, and see where progress has been, and make an assessment just like we did this time. If the assessment is positive, we will recommend again continuation of the program and of the next tranche. At that point, we will also be reviewing macroeconomic developments, as well as seeing whether any adjustments to the program may be warranted.
Delia, as you know, because of the haircut, many people lost their money. Many people, 5 months after the memorandum, they cannot take money from their banks. What the IMF is doing to overcome these problems for the people?
The program itself, as I said at the beginning, is designed to resolve the problems, the root causes of this crisis. Once these are addressed, the banking sector is put on a sustainable footing. The health of the banks is recovered, confidence returns, as well as fiscal public finances are put on a sustainable basis. Then growth is expected to resume as well. In terms of the most vulnerable groups that are affected now in the downturn, there are specific reforms, including the reform of the welfare system, which are designed specifically to address those problems. But the bottom line is that the program's objective is to support long-run sustainable growth.
Sure. And another thing is that they complain in Cyprus because the IMF does not count the revenue of the natural gas. Why not?
We clearly see that the natural gas could be an upside to our projections. So far as we understand, testing is still ongoing to determine the precise amount of natural resources in the ground. Once those results become available, we will be assessing them. At this point, we simply don't have enough information to put those in our projections.
Yeah. And another thing that I wanted to ask, I asked before, is that the change of the model, of the economic model of Cyprus, it was a big change all of a sudden. Why you decided, not you, I mean the IMF and the Troika, why you decided to do that? What was the biggest problem with the banking sector of Cyprus?
The biggest problem in the Cypriot economy was that the banking sector was heavily undercapitalized, and some of the banks were not solvent, and they needed to be helped. The other problem was that the public finances were not sustainable, and debt was already very high, so it was very difficult for Cyprus or for the government to help the banks directly, as it happens in other countries. Therefore, a different solution was needed in the case of Cyprus. Again, the solution was addressed at the root problem in the banking sector to be able to recapitalize the banks, to be able to restore their health and make them sustainable.
And the last question is that the people in Cyprus, they say they don't have hope for the future. What is your answer to them?
Clearly, the program that we have agreed and that the authorities are working on is aiming to restore this hope and to restore growth over the long run. What I want to say here is, obviously this is not a sprint, but it's a marathon. It will take time for the policies to take effect, but the policies have been carefully thought through to address the problems and to be able to move forward with a clean slate for the Cypriot economy.
Delia, thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome. Thank you.